You're mine, Izuku! She was built to protect, but learned to love.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Deku Fell in Love with Yandere 2B movie. Before we start, please go support Scissor717 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken character's gender, but of course Deku is a male. An otherworldly encounter. Narrator. We can see A2 and 2B on a cliff, and what's the problem? Well, 2B was asking A2 to kill her because apparently she was infected with the virus, so 2B was asking him to kill her so that the virus wouldn't spread. 2B. A2, please kill me or else the virus will spread when I revive in my other body. A2. That there shouldn't be another way, I simply can't do it. 2B. A2, look at me, it doesn't matter what happens, I'm just an android. If they can build me, fine, but if the virus reaches the central base it will be the end of everyone. A2. Okay, if there's no other way I'll do it, she said, crying and angry because she couldn't save her. 2B. A2, don't forget that I love you, sister. I can't finish because A2 had plunged his sword into 2B's chest, killing her. Now we can see 2B in a completely black place. 2B. So this is death. I thought it was something, I don't know, not so dark. But then she senses the presence of a powerful being, who's there. Show me. Okay, I'll do it like this, showing myself. 2B. Wait, you're a dog. She said, impressed when she saw me, and it talks, how is that possible? B. I'm not just a talking dog, honey, I'm also a god. 2B. Wait, a talking dog who's a god, I think I saw it all, and well, what am I doing here? Are you going to send me to heaven or what? B. Nope, that's not it. If I do, I'll send you to a world very different from yours. 2B. Wait, is it different from mine? Explain yourself. She said, confused. B. Well, what I mean is that it's not in ruins and it wasn't invaded by machines, and there's also something else. That world has quirks. 2B. Wait, what are quirks? B. Okay, I'll give you a quick summary and then telling him everything about that world regarding quirks and quirkless people. 2B. Oh, those people who are quirkless, she said it with some pity for those people. B. Oh, what a shame. Well, are you ready to be sent to that world? 2B. Of course, she said, completely determined to change that world. B. Well, once you fall into that world, you'll be completely human and not an android. 2B. Seriously, but come on, don't wait, you're God, right? B. And also with some powers and a sword, and these are. Demonic sword. And the phoenix of the white fire. 2B. Whoa, they're totally beautiful. B. So, are you ready? 2B. Of course, well, it was nice seeing you. Wait, what's your name? B. My name is 7. 2B. Well, it was nice seeing you, 7, and thus being transported to the world of My Hero Academia. Already in the world of My Hero Academia, we can see 2B waking up on top of a building. 2B. This is what it looked like before it was destroyed by the machines. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, we should go down now. At that moment, wings of white fire grow on her. Oh, these wings. Oh, I remember now. It must be one of the White Phoenix's abilities. Well, let's go. But then she sees a person about to jump from the other building and she quickly stops them. Goodbye, cruel world, I can't take this anymore. 2B. Wait, don't do it. Who are you and what are you doing here? 2B. I've come to stop you from doing something stupid. And that's why my family doesn't care about me, my sister hates me, my friends beat me up, and the girl I liked rejected me in the worst way, so I have no one and nothing left that I care about. 2B, upon hearing those words, felt a pang in her heart. The words she spoke revealed sadness, so she realized she was a quirkless. 2B. You're a quirkless one, aren't you? Huh? How do you know? 2B. From what you told me, your family, your friends, and the girl you like turned their backs on you, right? But please don't. I can support you through everything because I made a promise to myself, and that is to protect all quirkless people, and I'll start with you. Take my hand, and I promise. Does that sound good? Removing the blindfold and showing a beautiful smile with teary eyes. Upon seeing that smile and those eyes full of life, he decided to take her hand, but then he tripped and fell. 2B. Oh no, don't worry, I'm coming. At that moment her wings appear and she flies to save him, catching him in the act. When I was about to fall, I felt it was the end, so I'll just be the eyes waiting for my end, but then she caught me, and she looked like a white angel who came from heaven. Could she be my angel? I don't care who she is, it's her, but I want her to protect me. 2B. Okay, calm down, I'm here now. You don't have to be afraid. What do you say we go back to the building? He just nodded. Okay, listen, one question. What's your name? Izuku solo Izuku please. 2B. Nice name, I'm 2B, but call me 2B. Izuku. Nice name, 2B. Inside the building, we can see Izuku and 2B talking to get to know each other better. 2B. Well, Izuku, how about you come with me? I promise to protect you at all costs. You just have to take my hand because now you're important to me. Upon hearing those words, Izuku simply hugged her and cried tears of joy because finally someone was going to love him. Izuku. Okay, sniff, fine, sniff, I accept to go with you. 2B. Alright Izuku, hold on tight, the place we're going is a bit far, okay? Izuku. Okay. Then 2B and Izuku fly away, and very soon that friendship will turn into an otherworldly love. Clarifications and the workings of 2B's power and her sword. Okay, here are the clarifications. Izuku will not have any quirk, he will be quirkless, and 2B will be a vigilante, and they will never join UA. Izuku's former family will only want him back if it means killing, and they will convince the UA staff that she has him kidnapped. How 2B's power works. As you saw, 2B could create white wings of fire and possesses regeneration, immortality, and eternal youth, which she will pass on to Izuku when they make love. However, that's not quite possible. She can transform her body into fire and mold it into any shape she desires. And now, her demonic sword. Her sword contains a demon that will emerge when 2B feels immense rage. Her appearance will change. Her hair will have black, white, and red sections, and she will grow red and black horns. A tail will sprout that transforms into a blade with a lethal poison. When her transformation is complete, she will become a level 20 Yandere who will kill anyone who tries to separate her from Izuku. Izuku and 2B's relationship. At first it will be one of friendship, but the more time passes, the more they will discover their feelings for each other. 2B will train Izuku in self-defense and swordsmanship. She will dye her hair white and wear blue contact lenses so that her former family won't recognize her. And that's all for now. Look forward to the new chapter this Saturday. Chapter 2 Spending the day out of this world. Narrator. Now we see 2B carrying Izuku as they fly, but then Izuku asks. Izuku. Hey 2B, you have somewhere to go, right? 2B. Don't worry, Izuku, I already have a place for us to live. A friend of mine gave me some money and a place to go. Izuku. Oh, what a good friend you have. Mine, when they found out I didn't have a quirk, ended up distancing themselves from me and beating me up. As he said that, the memories of how his friends and family beat him up began to tremble, but 2B, noticing this, calmed him down and said a few words to him. 2B. Hey, relax Izuku. You don't have to relive those awful moments anymore. They won't hurt you now that you're with me, and I promise to protect you. Upon hearing those words, Izuku calmed down, knowing that he would finally no longer live in that hell he was in, since he was with his guardian angel, as he called her. 2B. Well, we're here. What do you think of the apartment? When Izuku saw the building, he was amazed at how tall and bright it was. 2B. So, what do you think about going in? Izuku. Oh, okay, let's go in. Once inside the building, they went to the reception desk to ask for their room. 2B. Hello, before they finished, the receptionist spoke. Receptionist. You must be 2B and your companion Izuku no. 2B and Izuku were stunned by that. 2B. Yes, but how do you know our names and appearances? She said this confused since she had just arrived in this new world. Receptionist. So, a friend of yours told me about you two and paid for everything, so don't worry about the pay and expenses. Here's the key to your room, enjoy. 2B. Okay, thanks. Come on, let's go, Izuku. Izuku. Okay. When they opened the door to their room, they were surprised by what they saw. The living room. The kitchen. 2B's room. And Izuku's room. Izuku. Whoa 2B, you have a really good friend. Look at all this. He said, amazed and surprised by everything, and went to explore the house. While Izuku went to explore the house, 2B noticed a note on the living room table. Note. Hi 2B, it's your good friend 7 here. I hope you like the room I bought for you guys. The money is in your room, enough for a year. And here's the address of a stylist so you can change Izuku's appearance. His ex-family will want him back at all costs, no matter what, so be careful. 2B, after finishing reading the note, became serious and angry because Izuku's family would want him back, so that same day she would go and change Izuku's appearance, and then Izuku arrived after searching the entire room. Izuku. Whoa, 2B, this place is amazing, and what are we going to be? 2B. Izuku, what do you think about going to get a makeover? Izuku. Don't you like my appearance? He said sadly, with his head down. 2B. No, it's not that. It's your family. What happens if they find out? They'll want to take you with them, and neither of us wants that, right? When Izuku thought that, he imagined his family torturing him, so he accepted the proposal to change his appearance. Izuku. Fine, I'll change my appearance, but I get to choose it, okay? To be. Okay, come on, let's go. Time skips. Once at the stylist's, after Izuku chose the hair dye and contact lenses he was going to wear, they performed the transformation procedure, thus. Izuku. And how do I look? To be, upon seeing Izuku's new appearance, couldn't help but blush at how handsome he looked. To be. It suits you, my dear Izuku. Izuku. I'm glad you liked it. Now they'll say we look alike, right? To be. Yes, that's right. Hey, when we were coming here I saw a fair. What do you think about going and having some fun? What do you think? Upon hearing that proposal, Izuku nodded several times. To be. Alright, let's go. Time skips. At the fair, 2B and Izuku were having fun going on all the games, winning trophies and a balloon. When 2B saw a box of chocolates, she bought it to give to Izuku. 2B. Hey Izuku, look what I bought you. Izuku. What is 2B? 2B. A box of chocolates. Izuku. Seriously? He said excitedly. It had been a long time since he tasted chocolate because of the way his family mistreated him. 2B. If you have a test, open your mouth. Izuku. Okay 3. This is how they were dressed. Once they had finished having fun and night had fallen, they went back to their apartment to sleep. Time skip. Now we can see 2B and Izuku in their apartment, ready to sleep, but before he goes to sleep, 2B asks Izuku something. 2B. Hey Izuku, can you sleep with me please? I don't want to feel alone. What do you think? Izuku couldn't help but blush at that request and nodded nervously. 2B. Okay, let's change for bed. Izuku. Okay. Time skips. After bathing and changing, they went to bed. Izuku was the first to fall asleep and 2B could only watch him sleep and stroke his hair. At 12 o'clock, she got out of bed, put on her vigilante outfit and her sword, and left through the window, but not before kissing Izuku's forehead before flying away. This is his suit. Then he lands in a building, contemplating the view of the night and the illuminated streets. 2B. Izuku, I swear I'll change this world so you and the Quirkless can live a happy and peaceful life, killing heroes and villains alike, and your family and friends who made you suffer almost your entire life, and with that, she flies off to kill everyone who deserves to die. The end. Chapter 3 The Vigilante and the Training from Another World. Narrator. A week has passed since 2B became a well-known and dangerous vigilante. UA and the heroes hunted her down, but they haven't been able to catch her. They've dubbed her Albino no Demonsu, which translates to albino demon. Izuku found it suspicious that she was out so late at night when he pretended to be asleep, so he followed her and learned that she was the most dangerous vigilante. So Izuku confronted her when the hunt came and she told him why she did it. Izuku then asked her to train him because he wanted to help her. Upon hearing that, 2B flatly refused, but Izuku kept insisting, so she gave in and accepted. 2B. Alright Izuku, I accept training you and your help, but if things get rough or you get hurt, you're leaving immediately, okay? Izuku. Okay, 2B, I accept. Giving his signature Izuku smile. 2B blushed immediately upon seeing that smile. Izuku, seeing that, wondered if she had a fever. She quickly shook off her blush and said she was fine. 2B. Very well, Izuku, what I'm going to teach you is hand-to-hand combat, understood? Izuku hi. Time skips. Another week has passed. Izuku is learning quickly. About half a week ago, he could fight 2B, but he couldn't defeat her. Throughout this week, 2B and Izuku felt a feeling in their hearts. Izuku already knew what it was, but he didn't want to accept it for fear of her rejection. On the other hand, 2B didn't know what that feeling was, but she remembered that she had that same feeling when she spent time with Nines in her other world, but she ignored that feeling, thinking that Izuku was going to reject her. Well, the other half of the week has passed. Izuku was already at 2B's level, so 2B congratulated him, giving him his suit and her sword. His suit. His sword. 2B, seeing him in the suit, was reminded of Nines, but she reacted quickly because Izuku was talking to her. Izuku. So, 2B, how does it look on me? 2B. It suits you very well, there's no doubt that Izuku has managed to make me fall in love this whole week, I'm going to tell him, I don't care if he rejects me. That was the same thought Izuku had. He had already clarified his feelings and was going to tell her today. 2B. Hey Izuku, I have something to tell you, and it is. Izuku. I also have something to tell you, how about we say it at the same time, okay? 2B okay. Izuku 1. 2B 2. Izuku 3. Izuku 2B. I like you. Izuku. Wait, you like me? 2B. Yes, Izuku, I like you, and now that you've told me that, I feel even happier. Before she could finish speaking, Izuku kissed her, taking 2B by surprise. She just closed her eyes and continued kissing. They had been kissing for about 20 minutes when their lips broke apart due to lack of oxygen. Izuku. I'm glad you accepted me into your heart. 2B. I'm glad that's true for you too, and I promise to protect you at all costs, no matter what. Izuku. I promise to, 2B, we'll protect each other, okay? 2B. Okay, look, it's already night. How about we go on patrol? Wait, you still don't have your patrol name? Izuku. Don't worry, I already thought of that. Since your name is Albino Demon, then I'll be Urubidon Mon. 2B. Albino Demon, I like it. Okay, let's go. Extends her hand. Izuku. Okay. He accepts and goes on patrol. On the other side of the city, we focus on a family of 3. A skeletal man with yellow hair, a green-haired woman with a good figure, and a 16-year-old girl with a good figure appropriate for her age. Her hair is green with yellow streaks. They were Almight, Inko, and Marcy Midoriya. Inko. Honey, any news about the Almight? Nothing. Inko is like the earth swallowed him alive. Marcy. Do you think he left because of us? He just wanted me to give up on that dream of being heroes. I know our method wasn't the best, but we thought it was. Almight. Don't worry, daughter. When we find him, we'll apologize and take him home no matter what. Oh, Almight, you have no idea how angry 2B will be when she finds out you made Izuku suffer. Chapter 4 Face Your Fears from Another World. Narrator. A few days had passed since 2B and Izuku became a couple and vigilantes, and all the authorities hadn't been able to catch them. However, they had figured out their patrol patterns and notified Ediver and Almight, who agreed to join them. They were going to bring their children, including Inko, for a family visit. They just had to wait until nightfall, but our protagonists were either going inside or doing something else productive to kill time. Time skips. 2B. Very well, Izuku, are you ready to patrol? Izuku. Happy, I'm always ready for you, he said, finishing drawing his sword. 2B. Well then, let's go. Flies away. Izuku. She forgot that I can't fly. Well, I'd better call her. But then 2B arrives. 2B embarrassed, sorry Izuku, it's just that sometimes I forget that I'm the only one who can fly. Izuku. No, don't worry, it's becoming a habit, you know, but oh well, whatever. 2B. Do you want me to carry you or will you climb on my back? Izuku. What do you think about having a race? And what do you think about the loser doing whatever the other one asks? 2B. That sounds great. Okay, give me your hand to seal the deal. Extends her hand. Izuku. Okay, accepts the handshake. Izuku and 2B get into position. Izuku. On the count of 3, we run like the devil is after us, okay? 2B. Okay. 2B 1. Izuku. 3, runs away and jumps off buildings. 2B. Hey, wait, that's cheating, you bastard. Flies away. Time skips. Izuku can be seen lying on the floor, exhausted from so much running and jumping. Izuku. Damn it, I couldn't beat you even by cheating. 2B. So you can see that cheaters don't win by cheating, haha. Izuku. Well, a deal's a deal. You won, so I'm at your mercy, but will you help me get up? 2B. Okay, go, I'll help you. But then Izuku pulls her towards him because a fireball was heading towards her, and it was none other than Ediver, the number 2 hero, and with him came All Might along with his and Ediver's families. Endeavor. Very well, villains, you have 2 options. The easy way or the hard way. At that moment, Izuku and 2B quickly recover. 2B. You're crazy. We're going with you just because All Might came with you and your families. All Might. Well, if that's how things are going to be, let's attack. 2B. Very well, Izuku. I'll take care of Flame Man and his family. But are you sure you can face your former family? In a doubtful and worried tone. Izuku. Don't worry 2B, I've left that fear behind. Now I just want to kill them. 2B. That's the spirit. Well, I wish you luck, darling. Hey, Human Torches, come for me. All Might. Endeavor, take care of the woman, we'll take care of the other one, okay? Endeavor. Okay, then his family chases after 2B. Marcy proudly, very well, villain, surrender or you will suffer the consequences. Izuku serious, I'd like to see that, draws his sword. Marcy. Well, if you say so. She lunges at Izuku, but he punches her in the face, sending her crashing into a wall. All Might. You damn daughter, you'll see. He lunges to strike him, but Izuku stops him with his sword and delivers a kick to his stomach, causing him extreme pain from his wound. Izuku. That's all. But he dodges some stones that were coming towards him. Izuku. Oh, if it isn't the heroine, well, I don't even know your name and I don't care to know it, so now you betrayal. Inko annoyed, as if I felt like telling you, then she picks up some rubble that was being thrown at her and throws it, but Izuku blocks it with his sword, but then Endeavor and his two children fall with cuts and mature. Inko surprised, what the hell? Then she hears something falling and turns around and sees 2B without a scratch, leaving her surprised and scared. 2B. Wow, that's disappointing. I didn't expect anything from them and they still ended up disappointing me. 2B. Oh well, what can you do? Izuku, finish that so I can claim my trophy because I already know what I'm going to ask you for. In a lustful tone. Izuku could only shudder at that, but he realized something. She had spoken to him using his real name, which was heard by Inko and her family, who were still recovering from the shock. Inko. Crying my child, is that really you? Marcy. Crying brother. Almight. Surprised son. Izuku. Angry, that's enough. I'm not your son or your brother. I'm nothing to you. Those words were like stakes straight into the hearts of the Midoriya family. Izuku serious, 2B, take care of Almight and Marcy. I'll take care of Inko. I have some unfinished business with her. 2B. Would be understood. Izuku. Alright, Inko, I hope you enjoy tonight because it will be the last. He lunges at Inko, but she dodges and picks up a rock to throw at Izuku, but he reacts quickly and cuts it in two. But that doesn't stop Inko, and she throws more rocks, but Izuku cuts them all as he gets closer. The more rocks he throws at her, the more memories flood Inko's mind. Memories of Izuku as a child, her having fun together, and how her son was always there for her when Izuku's father and husband died. At those memories, Inko could only cry. But more memories came flooding back. How she neglected Izuku when she met All Might, how she forgot about him, his birthdays, his Christmases, all the holidays she spent with him, and completely forgetting his existence when Marcy was born, and how she beat or tortured him when they found out Izuku was quirkless. At those memories, Inko could only cry more. Then she grabbed a metal bar with a sharp point. She was going to throw it at Izuku when he was close to her, but then, when she saw Izuku approaching her, she saw little Izuku coming towards her with his arms outstretched, meaning he was going to hug her. She dropped the metal bar and extended her arms to hug little Izuku, or so she thought. Before she could hug him, Inko's eyes opened completely and a noise was heard that 2B, All Might and Mercy could see and hear. Their eyes even widened. That noise was. That Izuku's sword had pierced Inko's heart. Izuku. Serious last words before I draw my sword and you bleed to death. Inko. With tears and coughing, can you call me mother one last time coughs. Izuku. Well, goodbye forever, Inko Midoriya. He draws his sword and Inko falls to the ground bleeding. Upon hearing those words, Inko could only shed tears and utter a few words with what little strength she had left. Inko dying, forgive me, my child, for forgetting you, and don't forget that mommy loves you, and tell All Might that I'll be waiting for him in hell, and so Inko lost that color that characterized her emerald eyes, which meant that she had died. Izuku. Well, at least you accepted that you're going to rot in hell. All Might. Damn you. He lunges to hit Izuku, but Izuku plunges his sword into his wound. All Might simply kneels and clutches his wound. Mercy, who had been watching everything, just stopped fighting and went to help and cry with her parents. Izuku. You'd better call an ambulance if you don't want to be left an orphan. Just then, 2B arrives and sees everything that happened. 2B. Wow, I didn't think you'd do it, but I don't care, I still love you. Izuku. I love you too. Well, what do you say we go? 2B. Okay, at that moment a whirlwind of white fire surrounded them both and disappeared, leaving Marcy helping and crying for her parents, mostly helping her father, because her mother was already stiff while waiting for reinforcements. Changing locations, we can see 2B and Izuku appearing in a whirlwind of fire. 2B. Wow, that was a very busy and tiring one. Izuku. That's right, now that I think about it, what did you have in mind, 2B, when the mission was over? 2B. Oh, well, it was if you wanted to make love with me. From what I can see, you're very tired, so, but she is silenced by a kiss from Izuku. Izuku. Luxurious tone, and who said I was tired? 2B. If you say so, don't regret it later because I won't have any mercy on you. Izuku. That sounds good to me. He proceeds to pick her up and take her to the room to perform the body merging. Chapter 5 Uniting Our Bodies. Otherworldly Revelation. Narrator. Now we can see Izuku and 2B kissing as they went to his bedroom. Once there, Izuku threw 2B onto the bed while he took off his shirt and got on top of her, continuing their kissing session. Izuku squeezed 2B's breasts while she slid her hands down Izuku's pants, unbuckling his belt. Izuku. Excited, are you sure about doing this? We didn't even buy a condom or those pills. What if you get pregnant? But before he could continue speaking, 2B put her finger on Izuku's lips. "Do be excited, don't worry, Izuku, I'm totally sure about doing this, and if I get pregnant, we'll see about that later." "Or what? Don't you want to have a family with me?" "Izuku. Of course I want a family with you, but I'm not sure if I'll be a good father to them or a good husband to you." "Do be. Don't worry, Izuku. Nobody is born knowing everything, but don't worry, I know you'll be a good father and husband, and I'll do my part as a mother and wife too, so just relax." "Izuku. You're a sweetheart, you know that." "Do be. I know, but enough talk, let's pick up where we left off, okay?" "Izuku. Okay." And they continued where they left off. 2B turned Izuku around and unbuttoned his pants, revealing a large bulge in his boxers. She pulled them down and saw Izuku's member, which measured about 19 centimeters. Without hesitation, 2B began to lick and take Izuku's member into her mouth. By this point, she was already naked and began giving Izuku a blowjob, making him even more excited than he already was. Izuku felt something coming, so he grabbed 2B's head and made her swallow his entire member. He came in 2B's mouth, and without hesitation, she swallowed it all, not leaving a single drop. 2B. That was delicious and felt good, don't you think? Izuku. Yes, I believe that, but we're missing the main course, don't you think? 2B. I already anticipated that, darling. Then 2B climbed on top of Izuku and, aligning his member, lowered herself in one swift motion, causing a little blood to flow from her vagina, indicating that she was no longer a virgin. She told Izuku to wait a few minutes for the pain to subside, which he agreed to. After a few minutes had passed, 2B told Izuku to move. He began to move slowly, then went faster with each thrust, and they continued like this for a few hours. 2B had already come about 3 times, and Izuku hadn't. Then he felt something coming. Knowing this, he asked 2B where she wanted him. She said inside, which Izuku agreed to, coming along with 2B. Both of them then collapsed exhausted onto the bed. 2B. That was incredible, don't you think, darling? Izuku. I know, honey, but are you ready to be a mother? Because I am ready to be a father. 2B. You know I'm always ready. Izuku. I'm glad. Let's sleep, honey. Come hug me. 2B. With pleasure. So they both slept embraced next to each other with smiles on their faces. But changing the scene, we see a hospital, and inside we see the 2 UA classes along with their teachers and the top 10. They all had different feelings. The boys felt sadness and anger, and the girls were sad and crying because Marcy told them who the white demon was. This made the girls happy and the boys angry, but then Marcy told them that he had murdered his mother, causing everyone in the room to be shocked. At first, they didn't believe that he had killed his own mother in cold blood, but after they accepted that he had killed his own mother, the boys were angry because she was like a mother to them. The girls just cried because they couldn't believe that the boy they were in love with had killed his own mother. Then a conversation took place among the top 10 heroes. Nezu. So what shall we do? Endeavor. What we'll do is imprison those 2, but now that I think about it, the girl has a very powerful fire quirk. Well, director, what do you think about this? We give the boy to the girl so they can do whatever they want with him, and we use the girl as a method of reproducing strong quirks. I've noticed that at UA there are strong quirks, like my son, that boy who gives explanations, and also that boy with motors in his legs. What do you think? Nezu. Well, if it's true that that girl has a strong gift, then I accept everything so that UA can be number 1. Thus ended the conversation, but what they didn't know was what would happen when 2B and Izuku found out about their plan. That day would be the end of heroes and villains. Chapter 6 The execution of the Class A and B boys out of this world. Narrator. Now we can see the kids from Class A and B talking about a serious topic. Bakugo. So, how are we going to find that damn nerd? I want to kill him already. Shoto. Calm down, Bakugo. We'll find him. Just be patient. Bakugo. How do you expect me to calm down when that damned man killed Inko? She was like a second mother to me. Shoto. She was like a mother to me too. We're all hurting, we just need to come up with a plan. Monoma. Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but she was like one to all of us, and it's not like a pigeon just shows up out of nowhere with a piece of paper that just happens to have that damn guy's coordinates. But out of nowhere a dove arrives with a piece of paper that just happens to have the coordinates. The waste. Well, there's your Paloma. Monoma. It could have been mere coincidence, so it doesn't count. Lita. If even a star has the coordinates, what a coincidence, right? Bakugo. What does it matter if it's a coincidence or not? I'll open that little piece of paper to find that bastard and go kill him. Lita. Well, it's located at XXX Street 8th Avenue XXX in the abandoned buildings. 0. Wait, isn't that the place where Almight fought Afo? It's said to have been abandoned because it was irreparably damaged. Haminari. Well, now we'll see where to dump his body. Shoto. Well, all that's left is to come up with a plan to finish it. Bakugo. Screw the plan, he's just one of us and we're more numerous, so he's at a disadvantage. Ishishima. Bakubro is right, we just have to wait until nightfall, and then we'll finish it. Shoto. Okay then, we'll attack at night, but let's be clear, not a word about this, okay? Everyone. Okay. Time skips. It was already night and the boys were getting ready to attack. They weren't wearing their hero costumes because they thought it would be easy. Shoto. Okay, everyone ready? All. Hi. Shoto. Okay, let's all go. Once there, they could see the place was a complete disaster, buildings about to collapse, debris everywhere. Then the students from both classes heard footsteps coming in front of them and it was none other than Izuku with a new. Izuku? But look who we have here. Bakugo shouting, Deku, we already know it's you, so take off that damn helmet. Izuku? Bakugo would do it, but I'm too lazy, so oh well. But enough talk, are you going to fight or what? Shoto. You'll pay for what you did to our second mother. Izuku. Wait, like, mother? Zero. So, about that, she treated us like her children. Tell me, how does it feel that your mother treated those who made your life a living hell better as children? Izuku couldn't believe it. Seriously, she made them her children while he discarded her like trash, knowing that he had always been there for her, that he was her only son. So he was filling with rage and his armor was turning black, but what he heard enraged him even more. Mineta. And once we're done with you, we'll go after your sweet little girlfriend and make her our bitch. Those words only filled Izuku with rage. His armor turned completely black and vanished into thin air. Play this music. Mineta. Hey, where did he go? Before he could finish, he was crushed by Izuku. Faced with this, the boys could only witness their classmate being crushed by Izuku's foot, leaving them covered in blood. Izuku in a trembling voice, who's next? Drawing his swords. Once the boys had recovered, they pounced on Izuku. The first was Bakugo, who came at him head-on, so Izuku slapped him so hard he slammed into a wall. Next was Iida, who was going to kick him in the back of his helmet, but he hadn't counted on Izuku being faster. He grabbed Iida's foot and slammed him into Shoto, who was approaching Izuku. Then it was Ejiro, who cut off Shoto's tail with his sword. Ejiro screamed in pain, but Izuku silenced him by cutting his throat, thus beginning a massacre. Blood filled the streets. Guts, organs, and human body parts flew everywhere. The only ones left alive were Bakugo, Shoto, and Iida. These three were exhausted, covered in blood, and scared, but they didn't show it because of their pride. And in front of them stood Izuku, his armor covered in blood, surrounded by many mutilated bodies, the companions of the only survivors. And then it rained, making things more intense. Izuku. Wow, I expected more from you guys, but what a disappointment. Oh yeah, I overheard Endeavor's conversation with that rat, and well, he told you guys. Bakugo shouting, that's right, and I can't wait to try that damn bitch, right guys? Shotolita. That's right. Izuku eerie voice, for me, 2B is like a temple, and temples are to be respected. He disappeared out of nowhere. Shoto. Where did he go? Lita. Watch out above. Then the three of them run away, but Bakugo didn't hear them too late and they ended up cutting off his arm. Bakugo. You damn it. At that moment Izuku kicks him, sending him crashing into an old car. Lita. You damn Bakugo, you'll see. At that moment, Lita lunges to attack him, throwing a kick, but Izuku blocks it, grabs his foot, and slams them both to the ground several times. Before Lita can get up, Izuku plunges his sword into his heart, killing him. Then he had to dodge a burst of fire and another of ice. Shoto angry, you bastard, you'll pay for what you did to my friends. Izuku. If I were you, I'd try to help that Muslim over there. He's still alive. Shoto. Okay, but I don't know what will happen. I'm coming, Bakugo. He arrives with Bakugo. Relax, buddy, I'm here. Bakugo. Shoto, watch out behind you. Shoto turned around, but it was too late. Izuku had already cut off his head. At that, Bakugo's eyes widened as blood splattered everywhere. Before Bakugo could do anything, Izuku grabbed him by the shirt and threw him into a building. Just ignore the spider sense scene, only the fight between Spider-Man, who is Bakugo, and the Green Goblin, who is Izuku. When the fight was over, we can see Bakugo badly injured and bleeding all over. Then Izuku approaches and forces him to his knees. Izuku. What happened, Bakugo? Didn't you say you were going to kill me and other things? But look at you, kneeling here, missing an arm and slowly dying. So, what are your last words before you die? Bakugo weakly, I hope you rot in hell. Izuku. Meh, it happened. Then Izuku puts his arm into Bakugo's mouth until he reaches his heart and pulls his arm out along with his heart, thus ending Bakugo's life. Time skips. It was already midday, and inside Haleonsa Hall were the teachers, the top 10 heroes, the UA teachers, and both classes, but without the students. They were with the police, as the students from both classes were nowhere to be seen, causing concern among many. Then, some police officers brought in suitcases. They said they found them lying around Haleonsa Hall. The first to open the suitcases was Marcy, who had recovered somewhat from the trauma of her mother's death. Upon opening them, she let out a heart-wrenching scream. When the others went to investigate, some vomited, fainted, or soiled themselves. Inside the suitcases were the mutilated bodies of their classmates. At that moment, a purple portal opened. They were all on high alert, but what emerged was Afo along with a league of villains. The difference was that they were all beaten, covered in blood, some missing parts of their bodies, and the worst of all was Afo. Afo? Weakly, help please, falls unconscious. And Mercy, well, she has even more trauma than she already had before. Chapter 7 The Alliance Little Eerie. Narrator. A week had passed since that incident. The villains had to be rushed to the emergency room due to their other state. The UA teachers were sad and angry about the loss of their students and furious at the vigilante albino demon. The girls couldn't believe that the person they loved had killed their friends, so they refused to accept the truth and blamed 2B, saying that she was controlling Izuku. Marcy also had to be admitted to a psychiatrist since she had completely lost her mind, so they locked her up there. At the hospital. The heroes received a notification that Afo had already awakened, so they quickly went. Once there, the conversation began. Endeavor. You damn villain, what happened to make you all like this, especially you, who are the #1 villain, right? Afo. First, respect me, and second, what happened was. So Afo telling them that the vigilante demonia Albina was attacked. Afo. She just showed up and started killing each of us. We don't know how she found us or who told her where we were, but I'm sure of one thing. She and her friend are on another level. And Endeavor, you know it yourself. You've already faced her. So I propose something. Endeavor suspicious, and that would be. Afo. Let's join forces. Don't tell me no, because you know you two couldn't defeat those two. So just give me your hand, and once we're done, we'll go back to how things were before, killing each other. Endeavor. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but okay, I accept your alliance of heroes and villains. I hope. Afo. I'm glad to hear that. Well, it's best to start the plan now. Endeavor. That's right. Elsewhere we can see 2B leaving a pharmacy in casual clothes. This is what she was wearing. And she was carrying a box of pregnancy tests because a week had passed and she'd been feeling strange, like vomiting and all those pregnancy symptoms. I won't say them because I'm too lazy. She was walking through an alley when she heard a baby crying. In a hurry, she went to see what it was, and it was a little girl with gray hair and a little horn on her forehead. 2B could only curse the person who had abandoned that poor creature, so she picked her up. 2B. Poor little thing, who could have abandoned this beautiful baby? I'm here now, there's no need to cry. I promised to protect her along with Izuku. The baby stopped crying and fell asleep at those words. I wonder how Izuku will take this. Oh well, it doesn't matter. He said he wants a family. Well, I guess his wish is coming true. Already in the department. 2B. Darling, I'm home and look here in a suit. Izuku. Hey honey, how are you and where did you get that baby? 2B. I heard her crying by a garbage can and I couldn't leave her abandoned, and if you don't want this baby I'll go with you, but 2B doesn't feel the baby in her arms, then she hears giggles and it was Izuku tickling her stomach. At that action 2B could only smile. Izuku. Sorry 2B, did you say something? I couldn't hear you because of this adorable baby. 2B. It's nothing, Izuku. And hey, it's been a week since we did that. Well, you know. Izuku. That mischievous girl wants us to do that, no. 2B blushing, no well yes, but that's beside the point, or maybe it is, well the point is that I've been feeling weird, so I went to the pharmacy and bought a pregnancy test, and I didn't want to use it yet until it's here with you for you to see. Izuku. It's okay, no matter what happens, I'll always be there for you and the little one. 2B. Eerie, that's what she's going to be called. Izuku. I like it, and along with little Eerie, we're going to support you. 2B. Thanks Izuku, I don't know what I'd do without you. Izuku. And I'm without you, but oh well, go to the bathroom, we'll be waiting for you here in the living room. 2B. Okay goes to the bathroom. A few minutes later. Then 2B comes out of the bathroom and goes to the living room where Izuku and Eerie are. Izuku sees 2B. Izuku excited, well, tell me, are you pregnant? Little Eerie wants to know too, doesn't she, Eerie? She nods her head. 2B. Well, it's. Chapter 8 The Death of Marcy Midoriya from Another World. To be. I'm pregnant. Izuku. Happy you're pregnant. Upon hearing this news, Izuku takes little Eri, puts her in his arms, goes to 2B, hugs her, and spins around. Izuku shouting with happiness, we're going to be parents. That's great. That's great. Hahaha. 2B. Darling, calm down a little, you're making little Eri and me dizzy. Izuku. Sorry, it's just the excitement of being parents, honey. I promise to be a good father and I'll give everything I have for you, for Eri, and for the one growing inside you. 2B. Hey, it's not just you who will give it your all, I'll give it my all too, but okay, enough emotions for today. What do you say we go to sleep? Little Eri is already asleep. Izuku. Oh yeah, well what are we waiting for? Let's go to sleep. Time skips 12 p.m. Narrator. We see Izuku in his room in his first security guard uniform, looking out the window overlooking the city. Then 2B wakes up. 2B. Darling, what are you doing awake at this hour, especially in your security guard outfit? Izuku. Honey, I'm going to see my sister. I already know which psychiatric hospital she's in. 2B. Don't tell me you're going to forgive her after what she did to you. Izuku. Who said I was going to forgive her? If I want to sever all blood ties, I have to kill her. I already killed my mother. She's the only one left. 2B. And Almight, what about him? Izuku. Almight isn't my father, he was just my father's replacement, but I'm going to kill him too. 2B. But what if something happens to you? I don't want to lose you. Izuku. Don't worry, honey, I'll always be there for you, no matter what. You're calm and I'm nervous, okay? 2B. Okay, but don't take so long, okay? Izuku. Okay. Time skips. Now we can see Izuku jumping from building to building until he reaches the hospital where Marcy was. Izuku. Very good, room 23, second floor. Very good, let's go. At that moment, Izuku enters through a window that happened to be open. He stealthily approaches until he reaches his ex-sister's room. There, Izuku puts his hand over her mouth, waking her up and preventing her from screaming. Izuku. If you scream, I swear I'll kill you, got it? She nods okay. Marcy. Who are you and what are you doing here? Izuku. Seriously, you don't remember your dear brother? Marcy. Oni-chan, but Izuku hits her. Izuku. I already told you not to call me that. Marcy. And what is it you want? Izuku. I've come to kill you once and for all. Tonight will be the last night, Marcy Midoriya. Marcy fearfully, please don't do it, I really regret hurting you so much, but please don't kill me. I still have a long way to go to become a hero. I love you, Oni-chan. She couldn't finish the sentence because Izuku plunged a knife into her throat and when he pulled it out, blood started pouring out and Marcy Midoriya bled to death. Izuku. Goodbye Marcy Midoriya. At that moment Izuku is covered in white fire and disappears. Chapter 9 The end of heroes and villains approaches from another world. Narrator. Now we find ourselves at UA where heroes and villains were gathered devising a plan to take down the two most dangerous vigilantes. Among them was Almight, who had already recovered from his injuries. He was briefed on everything that had happened. Inko's death, the deaths of the male students from both classes, and Marcy's transfer to the psychiatric hospital. Upon hearing this news, Almight could only muster a great rage towards his son. So much so that he wants him dead. Endeavor. Well, you know the plan. We'll lead you into a trap and if that doesn't work, we'll have to fight to the death. We thought you were just another bunch of vigilantes, but that was our mistake. You live up to your name. You will die. Maybe many, maybe not. Maybe I'll die in battle. So, before date redacted, at time redacted, the battle of our lives will begin. So, if you have family or anyone you care about, you'd better start saying your goodbyes. Even I'll be saying goodbye to the little family I have left. Thus the heroes go off to spend their last days with their families or friends, except for the top 10 heroes and the girls from both classes. Almight. Well, I think I'll pay my daughter a visit. But before he could get up, Almight's phone started ringing, so he picked it up and answered the call. Hello, this is Almight. What do you need? I'm Marcy Midoriya's father. What? But how? I understand. I'll come get her. Ends call. When the call ended, Almight collapsed to the ground. At that, the heroes and girls from both classes began to approach Almight. Izawa. Almight, what happened? He said, distressed by his friend, who had started crying as he collapsed to the ground. Almight voice breaking, it's Marcy, she. Izawa. She who is Almight, she who is Tachinori. Almight voice breaking, she's dead the only family I had left is dead because of that bastard and his bitch. At that declaration, everyone in the room was stunned. Their friend, their daughter, their favorite child, and the future #1 heroine was dead. But then, Almight's phone rang. Almight. Halo. Izuku. Hello, father. How are my mother and sister? I'm curious to know how they are. I bet they're alive and well, right? All Might angry, you bastard, I swear you'll pay for this, and I swear it by all the lives you've taken. Izuku. Don't keep promises you're going to keep, Dad. You caused all this yourself. All Might. What are you talking about? I didn't do anything. Izuku. Oh no, who was it that took away my dreams? Beat me up, mocked me, and then forgot me? Who was it? Who was it? All Might voice breaking, I was the one who did all that to you, but… Izuku. Now, I'll give you your apologies, All Might. I don't want your pity. The end of times is near, All Might. And tell me, what are you going to do to prevent this catastrophe from happening? You are the symbol of peace. All Might. Izuku. Exactly, nothing, just face the truth. All Might, you can't beat me or 2B, I hope you can give us a fight before your end. Goodbye father. End of call. Izuku. Ugh, wow, that was intense, wasn't it, honey? 2B. About the phone call or what we just did in bed, said a naked 2B who was covered by the sheet. Izuku. I'd say both, but there's something that worries me. 2B. And that's it. Izuku. It's you, 2B. You're carrying a life, or more, inside you, and the place we're going is going to be very dangerous, and I'm afraid of losing you. 2B. Don't worry, darling, I'll be there. Nothing will happen to us if we protect each other, you know why. Izuku. No, because. 2B. Because together we are the albino demons, besides, you are my sun and I am your moon. Izuku. I don't know how you do it, but every day I fall more in love with you. 2B. That's a secret. Will we talk or keep making love? Izuku. Even the question is offensive, you know. 2B. Well then, I want you to stop me from walking, tiger. Izuku. Be careful what you wish for. And so Izuku and 2B continue to join their bodies as if there were no tomorrow for them. Chapter 10 The Final Battle from Another World. Narrator. Now we find ourselves in the completely empty streets of Japan, not a soul walking those streets, and you may wonder why. Well, it's because they were evacuated to a safe place due to the bloody battle that will take place between the heroes and villains. All Might. Well, you know what needs to be understood. All. Hi. All Might. Well then, let's go. And so all the heroes and villains went to the city center where the two vigilantes were waiting. Izuku. Ugh, this is gonna be a bit eventful, don't you think, honey? With a sniper rifle. This was. 2B. I believe it, darling, I believe it. Sharpening her cursed sword. 2B in her mind, alright friend, let's see what that demon is that you have locked inside you, speaking to her sword which just started to glow. Izuku. I don't think it was a good idea to leave Eri at home alone. 2B. Don't worry, Eri is a calm girl, she'll be fine. Besides, I made sure she was sound asleep. Izuku. Yeah, I think I'm worrying too much, but oh well, before he finishes his sentence he hears footsteps, and there were many, and he wasn't the only one who heard them, 2B did too. Izuku. It's them, isn't it? 2B. Nods, okay, back to our positions. Disappears in a whirlwind of fire. Izuku. Okay, let's go. He pulls out a grappling hook and points it at a larger building nearby. All Might. Alright, everyone's in position now, we just have to wait for them to fall into the trap. Hero Extra. Hey, what's that rapidly approaching us? Then everyone looked up to see what it was, and it was a large white fireball. Endeavor. Take cover. But it was too late, the fireball had already reached them, eliminating half of the heroes and villains. 2B. Wow, that's disappointing. I've barely started and I've already killed half of them, but oh well. Then some red dots point to 2B. Afo. Did you really think we weren't preparing? Kill her. But then the snipers' bodies started falling one by one, what the hell? 2B. Did you really think I was just going to come here like that? Hahaha, you're so wrong. But oh well. Disappears in a whirlwind of fire appears in front of them, but so you can see I'm a generous person, I won't use my sword. Then 2B starts walking towards them. Imagine the Susanoo as the White Phoenix. In the part where Madara talks to the bandaged man, imagine it as 2B and Izuku talking about what they're going to do after this. And just imagine the meteors as fireballs that 2B created. After all that massacre, the only survivors were the top heroes, the League of Villains, and the girls from both classes. Izuku arriving, wow, that was quite a show, don't you think, honey? 2B. I believe it, darling. All Might. Damn it, this isn't over. Izuku. Well, since pulls out the sword 2B gave him. 2B. Alright heroes, round 2. Draws her demon sword, you know which one it is. Izuku. Honey, take care of the girls from both classes and make them suffer. Serious and empty stare. 2B. Understood, darling, with a hint of madness in her voice. At that moment, 2B goes to where both girls are. The heroes were going to stop her, but Izuku lunges towards them. Izuku. Their battle is with me, heroes and villains. Endeavor. We'll finish you off in no time. Izuku. That's what your son said, and now he's dead. Endeavor. You damned. Endeavor lunges, but Izuku kicks him, sending him crashing into a wall. He dodges a kick from Mirko and retaliates with a sword slash to the heroine's stomach. She groans in pain, and Izuku takes advantage of her distraction, punching her in the face and sending her slamming into the wall. But branches sprout from beneath her feet and she leaps forward, slicing Koi wood in half. With his sword, he blocks a blue flame coming toward him. It was Dabi. He quickly closes the distance, appears behind Dabi, and impales him with his sword. The League of Villains, minus Afo, rush toward him. But Izuku cuts them all down with a single blow, leaving only Almight, Afo, Endeavor, Mirko, Ryukyo, Mount Lady, Azawa, Midnight, and the other UA teachers. Izuku. Alright, come get me, bitches. With 2B. Now we see 2B in front of the girls from both classes. 2B. Okay, you guys start or I'll start, but none of the girls from either class moved because of the fear they had. 2B. Okay, I'll start. Then 2B lunges at the man in a zigzag pattern, ends up killing them all without any remorse. 2B. Wow, that's disappointing. I expected more from you guys. But then she hears an explosion, darling. She quickly goes towards where she heard the explosion. With Izuku. Izuku was exhausted and bleeding from almost his entire body, and his suit was destroyed at least at the bottom. But the heroes weren't doing so well either. Mount Lady was dead. Mirko was missing an arm. Ryukyo was clutching a wound in her stomach caused by Izuku's sword. Endeavor was missing an eye. Afo, All Might and the other UA teachers were either exhausted or dead, like Midnight, who was stiff as a board. Endeavor. Give up, brat. You can't do any more. We've got you beat. It's 11 against 1. 2B. What do you mean, 2 against 11? Endeavor. Even so, we surpassed them. 2B. Endeavor, are you forgetting something? Endeavor. So what? 2B. Well, Izuku, do you remember that night when our bodies first joined together? Izuku. What does that have to do with anything? 2B. Well, that day our bodies literally connected, so let's just say you can use the demon phase that the sword grants me. Izuku. Oh really? And, before he could finish speaking, 2B kissed him, and without hesitation, he returned the kiss. But then white fire surrounds them both, and then it starts to rain out of nowhere. Endeavor. What the hell? But 2 white lightning bolts go towards where Izuku and 2B are. Endeavor. Quick, everyone run. But it was too late. The 2 lightning bolts had already struck, sending everyone nearby flying. All Might. Composing everyone's alright. Everyone. What do you think, you imbecile? All Might. Sorry. Wow, so this is what it feels like to be a demon. Half loved half. All Might. Who are you? Izuku. What's wrong, All Might? Don't you recognize your son when you see him? 2B. Well, heroes and villains, it's time for you to die. Izuku. I certainly think so, dear. Thus, 2B and Izuku, with their new transformations, launched themselves against them, and vice versa. Time skips 9 months later. Now we can see Izuku and 2B in a big house with 2 babies in his arms and a 7-year-old Eri with stars in her eyes because of the story her parents had told her. Eri. Wow, what an amazing story, mommy and daddy. 2B. I know, my little one. Izuku. Well, I think it's time. 2B. Yes, right now darling, okay Eri, let's go. Eri. Okay 3. Then they went to where Izuku was at the front door of the house, and when they opened it, a huge crowd of people was there. Well, it was all of Japan. Izuku. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before you stand the future king and queen. All of Japan. Long live our future king and queen. Everyone bowed down and flags opened, revealing Izuku and 2B's faces, showing that they were the new rulers of the new Japan. Izuku. Wow, this has been a 2B. Love from another world. No. Izuku. Yes, I believe it, honey, I believe it. So Izuku and 2B kissing while the camera zooms out from them, showing a celebrating crowd, and the end of this beautiful story. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.